Look closely at this machine. This is not just a warehouse full of blinking lights. This is the new heartbeat of the global economy. In 2025, data has replaced oil as the world's most valuable commodity. Now look at this, the 1980s glass tower. For 40 years, this was the symbol of American success. Today, it is a tomb. The era of cheap money, endless leverage, and the 9-to-5 office culture didn't just end, it crashed. We call this the trifurcation. The economy has split into 3 distinct tiers. At the top, the prime assets. At the bottom, the obsolete. If you are standing in a tier 3 asset today, the ground beneath you is crumbling.
I talk to people every day who are waiting. They are waiting for 2019 to come back. They are waiting for interest rates to hit 0 again. I have to tell them the truth. It's not coming back. The new neutral is here, and the rules of the game have completely changed.
For Alex, the macroeconomic shift wasn't a headline. It was a Tuesday morning. One Zoom call, one restructuring notification. And suddenly, his safe, middle-class job in the legacy economy evaporated. He checks his accounts. $12,000. 5 years ago, this felt like a healthy safety net. But in an era of sticky inflation and rising costs, this isn't wealth. It is barely a month of oxygen. His phone lights up. Friends giving well-meaning advice. Pay off your car loan, they say. Be debt-free. It sounds responsible, but in a liquidity crisis, it is a trap.
Listen to me. The era of zero interest is over. The neutral rate, or R star, has risen to 3.7%. If you use all your liquid cash to pay off old, cheap debt, you leave yourself defenseless.
Alex runs the burn rate analysis. If he pays the debt, his runway is 30 days. If he keeps the cash, he buys time. And right now, time is more valuable than credit score points. He makes the hard choice. He ignores the instinct to deleverage. He hoards his liquidity into a high-yield account. He enters survival mode.
Think about it. His car loan is locked in at 3.9%. Inflation is hovering near that same number. Essentially, inflation is paying off his debt for him. It is an asset, not a liability.
Look at the real estate market. It tells the story of the K-shaped recovery. The prime buildings, the ones that are green, tech-enabled, and hyper-efficient, are booming. Rents are up 25%. But the old concrete boxes? Vacancy rates in New York and San Francisco are over 20%. These buildings are zombies. Dead, but still standing. Then the second shock hits. It wasn't the job loss that broke the camel's back. It was the letter from the insurance company. Premium increase, 110%. In Florida and California, carriers are retreating. They call it blue lining. Areas that are too risky to insure become impossible to sell. Alex looks at the map of America differently now. He sees the red zones on the coast, high cost, high risk. But then he looks north. He makes a radical choice. Most people freeze in a crisis. Alex decides to move. He realizes that his location is his biggest liability. He packs the truck. He leaves the expensive coastal city, the ocean view, and the high tax rate behind. Welcome to the freshwater belt. Ohio, Michigan, the Great Lakes. Places where water is plentiful, the grid is stable, and a middle-class life is actually affordable. He arrives. But he doesn't buy a cheap house. He joins the build-to-rent revolution. These aren't apartments. They are horizontal neighborhoods run like businesses.
Why buy a house at 7% interest? That mortgage is an anchor. Renting gives you mobility. In a volatile market, flexibility is the ultimate hedge.
No repairs, no surprise property tax hikes, just a simple, predictable monthly payment. He keeps his capital liquid for the fight ahead. A new home is a start, but he still needs income. He scans the job boards for office manager roles, but they are disappearing, replaced by AI and remote software. He stops fighting the trend. He pivots. He starts searching for the new economy jobs, infrastructure, operations, the things that AI cannot do physically. Data centers, logistics hubs, green energy grids. This is where the capital is flowing. And they need people to run them. We call this the Infra-Estate. These massive warehouses are the physical internet. Without them, the digital world stops. And power? Power availability is now the single most valuable commodity in real estate development. The grid is the new gold rush. But the transition is slow. Money gets tight. He stares at his 401k balance. The temptation to withdraw it is overwhelming. He does the math. The tax penalty plus the lost compounding, it's financial suicide. He stops. He sells his luxury watch instead. He burns the ego to save the future.
The hardest part of the reset isn't the logistics, it's the ego. I had to let go of who I thought I was, my title, my zip code, my stuff, to become who the market needed me to be.
Meanwhile, back on the coast, the situation deteriorates. The red zones are expanding. Houses aren't selling. The market is frozen. Sellers are stuck in the lock-in effect, unable to move, unable to sell. Alex got out just in time. If he had waited 6 more months, his liquidity would have been drained by the cost of living. He traded a prestige zip code for a balance sheet that actually works. The road to the new neutral is long. It is paved with uncertainty. But he is moving forward, while others are standing still. The data is clear. Migration is shifting. For the first time in decades, people are moving toward climate safety. He breathes easier here. The air feels lighter when you aren't drowning in overhead costs. This isn't just an apartment complex. It's a community designed for the modern workforce. Modern, efficient, tech-enabled, a blank slate. He has preserved his capital, he has lowered his burn rate, he is ready for chapter 2. Even in a cheaper city, the clock is ticking. Savings are burning. The pressure of the new neutral is relentless. Rejection after rejection. The automated resume scanners of the old economy simply delete him. He doesn't fit the boxes anymore. So he adapts. He stops applying for jobs he knows how to do and starts learning the jobs that need to be done. He studies liquid cooling systems for AI servers. It is humble work. It is hard work. It requires humility to start over in your 30s. In his dreams, he's back in the air-conditioned office pushing paper. But he wakes up and remembers. That world is gone. He drives past the local data center at night. It glows like a fortress. This windowless building is the factory of the future. He rewrites his story. He deletes administrative expert. He types infrastructure operations. He aligns his identity with the market's demand. One interview, one chance. He doesn't talk about his past. He talks about how he can solve their power constraints today. He is down to the wire. The emergency fund is nearly depleted. This is the moment where most people fold and go into bad debt. He sold the watch He sold the designer clothes. He swallowed his pride to buy a few more weeks of runway.
This is the most critical decision he made. By not touching his retirement, he protected 30 years of compound interest. That decision alone is worth $500,000 in the future.
Around him, the sector is booming. Cranes are everywhere. They are building the grid, and they are desperate for competent people. Suddenly, it clicks. The power grid, the data flows, the real estate. It is all one interconnected system, and he understands it now. He gets the email, the offer. It's not a CEO salary, but it is a foot in the door of a growing industry. He steps into the facility. He has a badge. He has a safety vest. He has a purpose again. The money starts flowing again. The bleeding stops. The balance sheet turns black. And the lifestyle? Surprisingly, it's better. Less traffic, more nature. The Midwest pace is sustainable. No fear of hurricanes destroying his equity. No fear of insurance cancellations. Just the quiet peace of stability. He doesn't celebrate by buying a BMW. He celebrates by refilling his emergency fund. 3 months. 6 months. He is building a fortress.
We survived the crash. We stabilized the ship. Now, we stop playing defense. It's time to start playing offense.
In 2025, data is the new oil, and the fiber optic cables are the new railroads. Technical skill is the new drill. If you understand the machinery of the internet, you will never be obsolete. Alex isn't managing paper anymore. He is monitoring the nervous system of the global economy. He works at the intersection of the digital and the physical. The Infra-Estate. He is building the sustainable future, not as an activist, but as a builder. His income is stable. The industry is growing at 15% a year. Now he starts to invest. But not like before. No gambling on meme stocks. Real, structural investing.
The walls between institutional and retail investing are crumbling. With tokenization, you can buy a fraction of a commercial building. You can own the rent without the headache.
Sometimes he remembers the stress of the coast, the sleepless nights. His friends are still stuck there, complaining about rent hikes, hoping for a bailout that isn't coming. That old office tower where he used to work, it's still empty. A monument to a bygone era. But here, in the freshwater belt, the water is turning to gold. Stability is the new luxury. Here, the rain brings life, not destruction. It is an asset, not a liability. He found peace in the arbitrage. He traded high status for high quality of life. His wealth is like a snowball now. Small, but rolling downhill, gathering momentum with every paycheck. The days of passive beta, where a rising tide lifted all boats, are over. You have to swim. You have to be active. He uses technology to manage his taxes. Direct indexing. He keeps more of what he earns. He watches the megatrends, the silver tsunami. The population is aging rapidly, so he invests in senior housing. It's a hedge against the economy. Demographics are destiny. And he stays young by learning from the new generation. He adapts his workflow to theirs. Alex has become a mentor. He teaches his team the most important lesson of the 2020s. The era of passive beta, where you could just buy an index fund and sleep, is over. In a higher for longer world, you must be active. You must manage your own risk.
Look at the math. Because he didn't panic sell or withdraw during the transition, his 401k caught the recovery. That decision preserved the rule of 72. At a 7% return, his money will double every 10 years. If he had withdrawn it, he would have broken the machine.
This is the Midwest city of 2030. It doesn't look like the Rust Belt anymore. It is a climate haven. While coastal cities fight rising sea levels and insurance crises, this city invests in infrastructure. Stability is the ultimate growth engine. Technology is the only deflationary force we have left. While labor and materials get more expensive, tech gets cheaper. Alex lives in a world where logistics are automated, keeping his cost of living manageable. For his own investments, Alex uses AI to solve the hassle factor. He uses PropTech platforms that screen tenants and handle maintenance automatically. This allows him to own real estate without becoming a landlord who unclogs toilets at midnight.
This is the game changer. Tokenization. We are moving from illiquid assets to liquid ones. In the past, you needed $50 million to buy a commercial building. Now, the blockchain splits that building into digital tokens. You can buy $5,000 worth of a skyscraper and trade it like a stock.
The economy has settled into the new neutral. Interest rates aren't zero, but they aren't spiking anymore. They have stabilized around 3.5%. This predictability allows businesses to plan for the next decade, not just the next quarter. Inflation is no longer a wild beast destroying savings. It is a known variable. Alex structures his life to own assets that rise with inflation, like real estate and commodities, rather than holding cash that loses value. We are witnessing the largest event in financial history, the Great Wealth Transfer. Over the next 2 decades, baby boomers will pass down $84 trillion to millennials and Gen Z. This will fundamentally reshape the economy.
But wealth transfer is dangerous. Without a plan, taxes and probate courts will eat 40% of it. Alex uses a revocable living trust. It avoids the courts, keeps his assets private, and ensures the money goes exactly where he wants it.
He also plans for the step up in basis. If you inherit a house today, the tax basis resets to current value. That means you can sell it immediately and pay 0 capital gains tax. Knowing this one rule can save a family hundreds of thousands of dollars. Alex's retirement meter hits 99%. This wasn't luck. It was engineering. He lowered his burn rate, he increased his income through upskilling, and he located himself in a low-cost, high-growth region. Look at the difference. On the left, the fear of the crash, the reliance on a dying industry. On the right, the confidence of a diversified strategy. The pivot wasn't easy, but the alternative was obsolescence. He bought the watch back, but it means something different now. It's not a status symbol for others to see. It's a trophy for himself. A reminder of the discipline it took to survive the transition. The ultimate return on investment isn't money, it's peace of mind. Knowing that no matter what the Fed does or what the weather does, you have a plan to handle it. We're leaving the age of luck, where a rising market saved everyone. We are entering the age of strategy, where specific choices determine who wins and who loses. We are entering the age of discipline. Cash, liquidity, is the king that allows you to buy opportunities when everyone else is selling in panic. We are entering the age of geographic arbitrage. Where you live determines your financial destiny. Move to where the resources are. Move to the safe zones. Alex didn't just survive the Great Reset. He used it as a catalyst. He stopped being a passive victim of the economy and became an active participant. He thrived. And in doing so, he became part of the solution, building the infrastructure that will power the next 50 years of human progress. The engine is running, the foundation is poured, the transition is complete. Welcome to the new world. It is built on data. It is powered by green energy. And it belongs to those who adapt.
The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you build. Every dollar you save, every skill you learn, every move you make is a brick in that foundation. See you in the next cycle.
And cut. Beautiful work, everyone. That's a wrap.